All right, well, welcome everybody. We're gonna just wait a little bit as everyone mingles in. Thank you for being here. My apologies, we didn't jump in with a little bit of energy today on some music, and we're gonna make sure we continue to add and pivot and get this experience where we need to be. And welcome to our Unblinded Morning Huddle, which is the #1 place to start your day with a daily dose of integrity-based human influence. And today is Why Wednesday. And today, I think about like why I do this, as my day started with a phone call at 5:03 in the morning from Sean Callaghan going, "Hey dude, are we filming the module or not? What happened?" And I totally forgot I had agreed to do a 5 a.m. module for our mastery students. And if I didn't have the self-mastery to like wake up, answer, move, go, there could have been a breakdown. So I am like roaring with energy. I'm 4 hours in. I feel like I had a full day already. And I'm here to start my day with all you amazing fine folks on Why Wednesday. So I'm curious on the chat, how many of you are connected to your why? And let me see some whys for yes. If you're connected to your why, even if it's like, you don't know it indefinitely, but there's like some sort of connection to why you do the things you do, let's drop a why in the chat so I can get an idea of where we are in the scale of mastery with these things. Hey, what's up, folks? My apologies for that. So yes, so tell me, where are we in your connection to your why? If there's any form of connection to your why, let's drop a why in the chat. So that way we can start anchoring and connecting with each other. And if anyone would like to share maybe like a 1 sentence on what your why is, I'd be curious on what that looks like in a movement of people from all over the world. We got Peter Swain tagging in from England. We got people from all over the place. So let's start dropping some whys and possibly maybe like a 1 sentence on what is your why, because that is like the anchor of your heroic, unique identity. You know, Sean's is very clear, mine is very clear, Adam's is very clear. And that's what allows us to like align and come together. And I see Ms. Bozy with serving, so I love that. If you had to encapsulate your why into 1 word, like what would that look like? What would be the 1 word? I know a why is much larger. If you had to choose 1 word to describe your why, like, why are you doing all this? Why are you waking up at 8:30? Why are you here? Why are you doing the things you're doing? We have service, leadership, connection, fulfillment, excellence, impact, you know, growth, development, love, good morning, empowerment. So there's different reasons on like why. Deepak, to positively impact. These are the things that matter. And when COVID happens, when confusion happens, when like default no happens, it is your why that truly makes the greatest difference. So as we anchor and we start our day, I ask yourself, like, why do you do the things you do? When do you count the things you do? How do you measure the things you do? And how does it correlate with your why? So those are my questions for you as we start this Why Wednesday. I know Sean is going to be jumping in momentarily, and I'm seeing more and more on the chat. We see impact, we see growth, we see love, we see feelings, we see supporting others.
Fernando, you there, brother?
I hear your voice.
Can you see video or no?
Cool glasses, dude.
All right, cool. So we are at the ocean for today. So this is our first huddle that is being done on location, Fernando and everybody.
Nice.
So on this Why Wednesday. So what is present for you as we start this amazing day, Fernando?
What's present for me is like, honestly, my love for people. That's what's present for me. I love the fact that I've been talking to people since 5 in the morning. Part of my brain is like, this is madness. And the other part of my brain is like, dude, you signed up for this. So I'm present to my love for people this morning.
Awesome. So should we like do at least part of the huddle from like standing in the ocean?
I want your phone to go underwater, and I want you to catch a dolphin on the huddle. That's my request.
Okay. So we will make that happen before like we're done. And so for everybody, if it's your first day, we like to create a little variety and uncertainty in the process of the huddle. So like, yeah, we were like in the ocean. I was in the ocean a little bit. This is the LBI. See the wave break out there, Fernando and everybody, or no?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so like that's where the sandbar is. So it's beautiful for body surfing and surfing overall, and it's amazing variety because like the tides change all day. So like later in the day, you'll be able to walk out there. It'll be like 2 feet of water all the way out to the sandbar. It's like ankle deep. The waves, range anywhere from 1 to 2 feet in LBI. To about 2 weeks ago, we had 7 and 8 foot waves, which for anybody, even from Hawaii at like Pipeline and other surf competitions, 7 to 8 foot waves are like for real, like Hawaii surf competition level. So I will move back so the sound is a little bit better. This is like the LBI beach, at this amazing hour this morning. And it is Why Wednesday. So part of the conversation sits in the space of like, why do we do things? And what drives us? And how do we create a life? So for you, Fernando, I know you have extraordinary dreams. Like, what is that for you?
Are you asking what is my why, Sean?
Yeah. What is your why? By the way, that's the oceanfront. That's the blessing of the oceanfront beach house. My other house is right behind it. And oh, hi Mona, how are you?
Morning, everybody.
Hey, are you familiar with the unblinded movement? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I heard it was awesome.
Yes.
I heard it was amazing.
Amazing. So Mona, like, what's your why? So I was asking Fernando, but it's Why Wednesday. So what is your why?
Oh, my why is basically from my heart. It's just knowing that there's so much suffering out there and knowing that there's something we could do. And there's a way that we could connect with human beings and knowing that we could end suffering for at least one person and maybe another person, maybe another person. And it's knowing that I have been gifted with the gift of being able to make that difference. So for me, that's what drives me, knowing that it does make a difference.
That is awesome. And thank you for all of your help, because Mona presses the buttons to make like cameras go and things work in the middle of doing her work. And with my visual challenges, I am immensely grateful for all that, because guys, I can't press a button to make anything work at this juncture on my own. I am sure our visually impaired friends out there can tell me there's a million ways that I could augment my utilization of technology, which I eventually will. Haven't done. I've been speeding through things. I've had the blessing and privilege of support in so many ways for so long as I've lost my sight. But just Mona, thank you so much for all that amazing support, because I can't speak to anybody without the buttons getting pressed. And so thank you very much for that.
It's my pleasure. From
Yeah.
the bottom of my heart.
We appreciate you, Mona.
Yay. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and how about for you in the chat? Like, what's your why? If you had one sentence, like encapsulate your why on like this Why Wednesday, what would that encapsulation be? Like, what is that for you? Let's hit that. And Fernando, what is it for you, brother?
There's a lot of good ones in the chat. Mine in 60 seconds is to rewrite humanity. And now more than ever, it's predominant in my mind what that means. It means to rewrite the way, we see, systemic racism is to rewrite the way we see, the value of a human life, is to rewrite the way that we listen to each other, is to rewrite the way that we speak to each other. So to me, rewrite humanity is to rewrite the way humans see themselves on the planet and to see themselves as humans to humans, et cetera, et cetera. And in our morning call where we filmed the module on self-mastery, is like truly like awakening through self-awareness, the possibility that we have within ourselves. So it's rewriting the way humans see themselves on the planet is the one sentence.
Amazing. And how about for what do you got in the chat? Any folks?
Oh man, there's a lot. To be able to help people
Yeah.
by educating and empowering, to make influential change in the world. My why is my 6-year-old son. Every morning.
Can you share some names? Just share some names if you can see them, brother.
Yeah, Ron Brooks is to transform transportation for people with disabilities. Donna, my why is giving. Ken, my why is my 6-year-old. Tish, to make an influential change in the world. Orlando, to be able to help people by educating, empowering them. Dimple, to halve the divorce rate and to serve love in the next generation. Jean Morris is to serve truth. We have Peter Swain to impact everyone I meet so that they impact strangers 20 years from now. Steve is saying to create amazing adventures. Rebecca, helping people win in business and life. Rich Levine, good morning, son. So I'll go with that one. That's his why, his son, Jay Levine. And that's what it looks like in the chat.
Brother, that amazing. Thank you for all of that energy and that share. Every time you post, you're giving to other people and sharing in their energy and creating a possibility to inspire, to share collective energy, and to encourage others to share and step onto a stage, because your post is you stepping on stage.
Yeah,
Now,
by
brother,
the way,
yeah, go ahead, please.
we got some cool people. So unblinded chat.
That's where it's about to go. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, boom, read your mind, my 5D listening. We got Shannon ODonnell. So if you can tag in Shannon ODonnell and Rob G. If you're out there, let's have you get tagged in also. We got 20 minutes at the top of the hour, so we're doing well on time. So let's tag in Shannon. And I also see Rob Gill is muted. Shannon, you're unmuted. So I know you wanted to speak yesterday. What say you?
Hey, I'm walking. I'm in Brooklyn right now. It's a bit loud.
Hey, Shannon, what's shaking?
What's shaking? What's on
How are
my
you?
mind? I'm missing LBI.
Yes.
I love Brooklyn. Should I go on video? Am I on video?
Yeah, go on
go
video.
on. Hey, listen,
Oh, wait.
Shannon, by the way, I am showing right now what was your home for like 3 weeks. So
I
Shannon
know.
is staying in that house right there. I am pointing to the right house, right?
Yeah. The joy of working remotely without an assistant. I need a Mona. I don't know how to go in video.
That is extraordinary. So it's
I'll
really
click
cool.
your buttons, Shannon.
Yeah.
Wait.
So for you, Fernando, dropping in with Shannon, plenty to talk about. Any quick thoughts on directing that you wanted to do? Because I have my own thoughts, but I just want to check in with you.
Shannon wanted to speak yesterday, so Sean, the microphone's yours. And Shannon,
Cool.
if you want to add any flavor to what Sean says on what you want to share.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. There's a bit of a cutout. Can you hear me?
Yeah, so we're saying, Shannon, that we're so thankful you're crushing in the world. And what, if anything, would you like to share with everybody from your heart today?
With my heart today on the Why Wednesday, well, I'm very grateful to work with you and Mona and the whole team on being able to visualize your why. It's very rare, actually never in my career have I worked with somebody who had such a audience and fans and a devoted tribe of people that were galvanized and mobilized to do exceptionally great work for the world without even having to have a website. So it's so rare to me and so cool. And I'm just so excited about what we're going to build in the next couple of weeks with my team to take your story to an entirely new level. So I wake up now with a why. I woke up at 5:30 today, excited with ideas in my head. So as a creative director, these kind of projects are few and far between, where we could really take pride in the work we do. I'm not just selling a Dorito, although I do know you like Twizzlers, so we might get them to sponsor.
I do, and you know what, Shannon? I'm so grateful, and we joke and laugh about ridiculousness, but there was an amazing underutilization by us of digital, and taking the remarkable things that you incredible folks are doing and appropriately encapsulating them and taking it forward. And so we've partnered with an amazing team to make that reality happen, led by Shannon and the world-class talent that she brings. And not for anything, it is difficult. Shannon is very selective of the work that she does, and it's a privilege, Shannon, to be working with you. So thank you, and your incredible team.
Great. And as per the conversation yesterday, our goal is to really make the experience frictionless for the folks that are in the unblinded community. So if anybody, I could put my email up in the chat and my partner's email. So if anyone has ideas or problems, suggestions, we're really open to them, because I think that's the most important part. How to make this experience the best for all involved, how to make it accessible for everybody involved, and how to make it the most efficient, right? So we could save time, have more money, and make more magic. Right? Put it into action.
Well, Shannon, that's super cool. And Shannon, can you stay with us is there anything else you'd like to share, or can you stay with us for a couple more minutes while we bring up Mr. Rob Gill?
Yeah, definitely. Bring up Rob.
Okay, cool. All right, so team, could bring up Rob? Because
Rob Gill is in the house.
Rob is the yang to Shannon's yin. in the world of Unblinded. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Sean? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Brent.
Yeah. That is a Rob Gill yes momentum question. What's up, brother?
Are you with me?
I am with you. Yes.
Excellent.
Rob, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. 100%.
Are you with me? Are you with me?
100%.
Do you love your family?
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Do you have big dream right now? Yes, momentum. So listen, brother, listen, one of the great challenges, actually, instead of me directing, why don't you share what's on your heart and mind, and then I'll ask you a couple quick questions, and then we'll turn it back to Shannon for a second.
Beautiful. So I think this call happened today because I reached out to you yesterday because the last 10 minutes of yesterday's call was about how the way I perceived it, everybody had some really, really good ideas and how to take the collective ideas of everybody to help move forward. Was I understanding that the right way yesterday?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I called Sean because I drew a parallel, and I don't ever promote this stuff. And by the way, I don't judge either. But I haven't had a drink since July 17th, 1996. I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. And the beautiful thing about AA for Rob Gill is it's a program of attraction, not promotion. In other words, if somebody doesn't want to get sober, we don't force them to get sober. And I was telling Sean that early on in AA, when it was founded in 1935, there was a guy by the name of Bill Wilson, who was an investment banker, and a Dr. Bob Smith. They got together, they created AA, and within 4 years, they were the first two. There was 100 members as they wrote the first book, which is now called the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. But what was interesting is the top 100 people that got sober were the ones that edited the book because they wanted to remove everything that seemed a little bit more about Bill than about the actual movement itself. Now, my conversation with Sean yesterday, and maybe somebody out here can, and by the way, there's now over 2 million members of AA in the world, right? 100 years later, 90 years later, and it started in 1935. But here is the point. The point was that I did not understand the 10 indispensable elements. I knew them organically. I had no map or structure. And at that point, which was October last year, I had been around Sean a year and a half, and I couldn't get it in my head. And I think we all communicate with people differently, and we understand how to sometimes take the message and bring it down to simple chunk bites. And it wasn't until Darcy Weber, and by the way, Fernando didn't have this problem. He knew the indispensable elements. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that know it educationally because they're good at reading and reviewing. But for me, until I had an acronym, which was smaller QVC, I didn't know how to memorize. I couldn't put the elements in order for myself. Once that happened, everything changed very fast. And that's part of my story, how things blew up. The point is, I believe based on yesterday's call, if I'm wrong, let me know. But it was really about how we can move the message forward from people that have begun past the second dancer, the third dancer, the top 50, the top 100, and how that really galvanizes going forward. And that's what I was sharing with Sean yesterday, and he wanted me to share that today. And my why is to stay sober one day at a time and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety through the 12 steps, which, by the way, is a scientific approach to how to stay sober.
So Rob, my love for you, my appreciation for you is rooted in your desire to support, your desire to give, and you certainly want to sell and grow your business for sure. But your heart is one of inclusion. It's one of sharing and expansion. And brother, like you in this rendition of what we're doing, right? In Unblinded, you are the first answer. And I cannot thank you enough. Like what you did and your support, going back before it was called Unblinded, when I was shooting 2020 Vision videos, your support, your coming to events and everything you did and continue to do, love you. And you exemplify what this is about, which is it's about you, your reality, your dreams, your expansion, and the value and love that you share as a result of that. So thanks, brother. And I want to just stay with us for a minute. Shannon, you know, your thoughts on what Rob's sharing and, you know, him exemplifying, you know, early dancer status, first dancer. What are your thoughts?
Well, Rob is so amazing. He really embodies the unblinding story. And I think that his example of AA is an example of fostering grassroots community and giving people a rope, in a sense, to help tell a story and help find community that impacts and changes the world. And I see Unblinded doing the same thing, right? Unblinded is a container for people to go deep and explore and, you know, change their lives and help change the lives of other people without judgment. So I think that's a great example. And I did not think of that as an example, Rob. So thanks so much, right? I've been looking at different communities and trying to figure out where we stand, because Sean, what you're doing is very novel, right? And
Yeah.
I had my preconceptions, right? I was maybe at a level 2 at some points, because I think that's a gift for me as a creative strategist. In a sense, I'd like to put all the problems down on a paper, all the problems. I'm just writing down all the problems. And then once I do that, though, sometimes it is hard to break from those problems. It's very important to know what could come up around the corner, but you have to you can't focus on that for long. And in my whole creative team, and I really did assemble a rock star team for the month to really go on this. We needed to have a scotoma. We started yelling, scotoma, scotoma. We needed that blank space to see it. And and right after that, breakthrough did come. It happened after our call yesterday, Sean. And I said, why am I living in scarcity? I'm talking about the 10 by 10. I said, okay, well, 10 is a lot of people. And I'm a freaking publicist. And I thought 10 was a lot of people. I said, hell, right? I completely changed my mindset. And I said, only 10 people? I said, wow, why? I want more people. I could only do 10. The second in my mind, I changed from going, oh my goodness, I have to fill 10 spots, to I can only fill 10 spots? Are you sure I can't do 12? Completely changed my mindset. And I had an amazing call with Fernando yesterday and our team, and I really got it. And I must say, again, the skeptic in my head, in a predominant space, was like, sure, this call is going to be an hour. Sure. And it was really an hour with 10 people, really impressive. And I actually got a return of investment on my time. So I think it's a beautiful thing, completely reframe my mindset. And once people are able to work with leaders like Fernando of their own, the sky's the limit. So really excited about being able to change the narrative around this and answer some questions about it as we go through the process of exploration. Because I think what's beautiful about your team is when you're a creative strategist, you think of the what could go wrong, the why, the how we're going to do it, every possible variable. And sometimes that does prevent action. You guys go full force, you trek onwards, you figure out what's going wrong along the way, and in between, you make things happen. And I'm super excited. I'm excited for the 10 by 10. I think our team has incredible people that are like the top level of 10 by 10, and it's going to be incredibly impactful. So that is amazing. We're working on the 10 by 10 videos today to get them to you, that are going to be, guess what, guys, 3 minutes long. 3 minutes
Whoa.
long.
Amazing.
And it's super exciting though. So yeah.
So Shannon, I want to say thank you to you and to everybody for your belief. And listen, the way that we believe in zone action is like, and Mona was so kind and beautiful this morning. She's like, no, listen, you should sit here at the position of the sun. I'm like, thank you. And like, let's go. Like, we're going to do the huddle from the beach today because we have fun. Like, because it's about fun. It's not like, which way is the sun going? Can you see me optimally? Like, there's experiential dynamics. And if people are like, I hate that. Okay, so we won't do it if everyone's like, they hate it. But like, we play with ideas, we play with things to create uncertainty, variety, enjoyment, passion, fun, and acceleration. And Shannon, you embody those things. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your open listening, because you have worked with so many people that clearly, wouldn't listen. I'm open to all listening, and thank you for being open and listening to me. Thank you, Rob, for being here. And have a beautiful Why Wednesday, Shannon and Rob.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Fernanda, thank you Fernando, any final
Miss you,
brother?
Mona. Bye.
Yeah, we'll end with this as we're doing beautifully on time. Thank you, Rob, for reminding us. Yesterday's conversation was about adding your swing, adding your voice to the formula and the language that is integrity-based human influence. And you started off the call, Sean, with like a coaching session to Fernando, which is like, Fernando, stop chasing. Fernando, stop convincing. I spent my whole life doing it, paying this and the other thing. And I was reflecting as I thought about Michelle and Jacqueline, who came up yesterday, and they're both in like the nonprofit space and looking to create language and wanting to, make sure the language was all these different things. And I was like beating my head going, how do I help them understand? How do I help them understand? And then on the same day, I get a call from Courtney Epps that's like, yeah, I have the 4 founders of Manor Relief, The Last Well, Operation Underground Railroad, all nonprofits doing amazing things in the world. They all get it. There's no friction. They love the language and they want to do a real raw live with you guys in Utah on Tuesday. And I like sat there pondering that, how like in the morning, I was like, well, I don't understand. And I was talking, to a certain level of mastery. And then I was talking to a different level of mastery. And like, that's what is like present for me. And, I really want to anchor on what Rob said. It's like stepping into leadership. We want partners in verticals. We want partners that are going to drive lawyers. We want partners that are going to drive nonprofit. We want partners that are going to drive accountants, realtors, single mothers, entrepreneurs, startups, executives. We want all those. And guess what? They're not here yet. And they are. They're all of you. And the opportunity is right for the taking. And here's the thing. It doesn't have to be you. And it will be someone. And I'm sure I can speak for Sean. We want it to be you. If you're in our movement, we want it to be you. It doesn't have to be. And I'll end with this, because I love what Sean created in the scale of like 0 to 4.9, 5 to 8.9, and 9s and above. Sean is very gracious with his scale. He's exceptionally gracious. Unless you get to know him, and then he hits you in the thunderbolt like with truth and reality all the time. And we're blessed with that. And what I called Sean was, I called him, a few days ago, and I was like, hey man, I'm really loving the scale. I really want to keep the 9s in a place of sanctity. He goes, what do you mean? And I'm like, bro, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I think, and this is me, Fernando, humbly, I think I'm just getting to a 9. I don't even think I'm at a 9 yet. I have, Team Thunder, which is a group of 10 ecosystems that like we're 1 degree away from feeding 1 million children. We're 1 degree away from Amazon, Walt Disney, and like Bill Gates. And I just feel like I got to a 9 where a single shift is like the difference from impacting, getting in front of 10 people and getting in front of 1 million. And that I'm here. Like, who has more proximity than Adam and I? And I just feel like I'm getting to a 9. So for everyone, I ask you to reflect, where are you really? Like, remove your knowingness. Where are you really? Like, really? Do you really have the money you want? Do you really have the time freedom? Do you really have the magic? Like, really? Because if I'm just getting to a 9 and my goal is to rise all of you with Adam, Sean, and Unblinded, where are we as a collective? If like the outliers are just getting to 9s. So with that, I'll pass it back to you, Sean, for final.
Beautiful self-awareness. That's where we are. Immense gratitude in this Why Wednesday. In case some of you are wondering why I'm taking my sunglasses on and off, with retinitis pigmentosa, we have exceptional light sensitivity. So I'd rather you be seeing my eyes than having the sunglasses on. I have to put them back on because there's just so much pain from the glare of not having them on. And basically every time I'm out of the house, I have to walk out with sunglasses on, for the pain from the glare. So that's why they're going on and off, in case you're wondering. And so what? I have a beautiful, incredible life. So do you. We have so much massive abundance. Let's have fun and drive this thing forward. Take massive action fearlessly, chase nobody, talk to the right people with the right integrity-based scarcity. Real Raw opens, 10 by 10s. Thank you, Shannon, for everything you're doing. Thank you, Rob Gill, for never-endingly believing and trusting. Adam and Fernando as well, the entire Unblinded team. You're all amazing. Once again, thank you, Mona, for all that you do. Incredible. Let's rock and roll. Thank you to every single person here. Take massive zone action today. Integrity-based scarcity. Watch the module if you're in master. Tiffany Armstrong, stepping into her greatness, loving herself, owning her amazingness while maintaining her humility and empathy for people, but in decision mode. Beautiful job, Tiffany and everybody. God bless. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone. Sit by the ocean.